Hello everyone, welcome. If this is the first time you are watching me, make sure to subscribe to my channel. This video is about World Cup, as you probably saw in the title. I know I'm late, but I'm pretty excited, so I really wanted to do it, so let's get started. So World Cup was divided into groups, and in each group the team competes with all of the members. As you can see in the pictures, there are many groups. So they compete together, and two of them qualify to the next stage. And there were a lot of matches. For the first match, it was Ecuador versus Qatar. And then Ecuador won in Qatar, but then it didn't mean yet that Ecuador was the qualified one and Qatar was out. So they continued matches in general. Qatar at some point, and Ecuador were disqualified, so Senegal and Holland or Netherlands were qualified. Many groups continued competing, and from each group, two teams qualified. So Senegal and Netherlands from this group were qualified to the next level. And there were many other groups, such as the group of Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland, and Argentina. Honestly, this was one of the best groups, and Saudi Arabia and Mexico were disqualified, and Argentina and Poland were qualified. The shock was that at the first match for Saudi Arabia, they won in Argentina. Even though Argentina was mainly one of the most teams to be suggested that they will win the World Cup, yet they won in them. But then after that, two other matches, Saudi Arabia lost. So that's why Argentina and Poland won. Okay, there were also many other groups, which, for example, there was the group of Morocco, Spain, Morocco, Canada, and so many other groups. But anyways, okay, so after the teams were over, the teams which were qualified from each group continued the battle, which became no more groups. Like, you play a match. If you lose, you're directly out. Like, no two matches, and if you win one, you have chances. No, it became one match, and then if you lose, you lose. Okay, so I'll show you now a picture of the teams that qualified. From the original groups, many more teams qualified, but then when the original matches occurred, like the quick beginning ones, like Morocco won on Spain, so it qualified to the next stage, which is like Portugal versus Morocco. And Brazil also won before that on another team, so they qualified, same with Croatia. This is like semi-final, not the finals. And yeah, those are the competing teams for now. And so the Morocco and Portugal had their match, but before their match, Croatia and Brazil had their match. Their match was really shocking and fun and everything. Honestly, it was a great match. Croatia won, which actually people didn't expect. Everyone was thinking Brazil would win, but they were disqualified before the semifinals. So it was Croatia for the stage, and they qualified to semifinals. For Morocco and Portugal, Morocco actually won, which was quite also shocking, and they won on Portugal with 1-0, 1-0, and they qualified to semifinals. No, the Portugal was so disappointed, especially Ronaldo. He didn't want that, especially that he thought he's already too old, and that this was probably his last World Cup ever, because the next one comes in 4 years, which is 2026. So he'll be about 40 years old. So yeah. But anyway, when Morocco and Croatia qualified to semifinals, so it was time to have the matches of France versus England, yeah, between England and France. And at the same time, we had Argentina versus. It was on Sunday, December 18, 2022, and the match started. The match started really strongly. For the first while, no one scored a goal, especially the two teams are very strong. Then at about the middle of the first shot or something, Argentina got a penalty for their case, which means they're the ones who does the penalty. And that was a problem for France, especially as you probably know, in Argentina they always give their penalties to Lionel Messi, which is the best player for their team. So when Messi came to do his ball, even though France's goalkeeper was a really professional player, he couldn't catch it, and the goal was for Argentina. So the match became 1-0. The first shot continued for about 10 more minutes, a couple minutes in short, and it ended, and France couldn't get any goals for that shot. After the mid-shots vacation break, the second shot, Argentina were able to have a second goal, and France didn't have anything yet, so it was 2-0. Then at about the 60th minute or something, or 50th, France got a goal, so it became 2-1. Then at about the end of it, like about the 80th minute or something, France also scored the second goal. And most of the viewers or cheerers were disappointed a little bit because they really wanted Argentina to win, especially that France just won the last World Cup. So after that, they continued the match. Since the match ended and it was a tie, they continued the half an hour of the extra shots. And even in the extra shots, none of them were able to get any goals. So they went to the final penalties, team by team. So each team has 5 shots. They just do it. Okay, so Argentina started strongly, and France, because the coach of the France, since the beginning of the match, at the 40th minute, got Giroud out of the match, and Griezmann in the beginning of the second shot. So he had no Griezmann, no Giroud for these shots. So they didn't have that much of players for the penalties other than Mbappe. So, yeah. And then, lastly, Argentina won, which was a great win and a great event and a very great match. Honestly, the match was like on fire. Like every second you think someone else would win, and there was a goal coming. So it was a great match, and Qatar showed us the great awarding after it, and they prepared a beautiful stage in the same time, which looked very special. And honestly, I was in shock and really happy. Okay, so I'll show you the pictures of the stage. They had outer lightings. They had the quick show, the shows of they got a famous singer to sing the final, and so many people were attending. So after the closing ceremony, the preparations and the lights and stuff, they didn't do the singer didn't do it yet, so they had the awarding first. So the golden boot, and Mbappe from France got it because of the difference of 1 goal between him and Messi. So he got it. Yet when he got it, he was still disappointed and barely even stood on the stage because he wanted his team to win so badly. So after they gave him the Golden Boot Award, the next thing was Okay, so after that, they got also the best goalkeeper of the whole World Cup. It was Argentina's one. Even though a lot of people were saying that Yassine Bruno, the one of Morocco, deserved it more. Especially that he had some crazy shot. He even was able to keep one of Ronaldo's ones, which usually is always inserted no matter what. Okay, so after the Argentine goalkeeper got the best goalkeeper of World Cup award, they started giving the medals, and Messi got the trophy of the best player. So after they gave the France silver medals and the Argentine the gold medals. So after that, each of the teams got pictures and stuff. Then after the France got the silver medals, every single player of the Argentine got the gold medals. And then the trophy was ready. So after the pictures of the gold medal, Messi, because he's the lead captain of his team, he took the trophy and they got a crazy picture. And in the picture, as you probably can see, Messi was wearing the abaya, and the pictures were nice. The lightings of the studio was so nice. Everything began. Even the final show, the closing ceremony began. So that